I didn't even realize that the that fight was on. That fight's gonna start at 11. Really? Hoping Doge dips, dude. At this point you miss Doge. You're hoping for like a 7x at this point from Doge if it dips to 35 cents. ADA, no man, not ADA. Please no. I think Jake Paul is gonna win. Jake Paul is gonna win. There's no way. Reaction and breakdown of the fight. No, I'm not doing that. Man, these people, you guys love the fight. Oh, I didn't realize how big the fight. I didn't even know what was going on, honestly, man. Good evening from San Diego. Good evening. I highly doubt Tyson would win. Tyson's winning if it's not rigged. Yeah, that's what people say. Dude, well, the thing with these celebrity fights, they just claim they're rigged or, so if Paul wins, they're going to say, well, Tyson took a dive. And so it's a gimmick. You better thank a union member. Sean, you were great throughout the entire cycle. And, Alex Jones with a sink. I don't know. You guys seen the Alex Jones stuff? Apparently, the Onion said they bought Infowars, and then it turns out it was an illegal. They didn't even buy it. It was just given to them, and the judge ruled that it's illegal. And so Alex Jones still has Infowars, but the Onion, they put on their Twitter that they bought it. It's a gimmick. Yeah, he's just doing it for money. I did get a new microphone, so maybe the voice is a little bit different. The Cavs are surprising, man. Cavs are surprising. Did you see the New Zealand Parliament thing? No, I did not see that. New Zealand, Auckland, New Zealand. They're about 18 hours ahead of us. 18 hours ahead of me. Will you be doing a live on Trump's inauguration, January 20th? Yeah, probably. Who do you think will sign Soto? Probably the Yankees will re-sign him. Although I don't know. The Yankees have been kind of. It seems like 50-50. Hello from Japan. What's up? Vance 2028. Yeah, it seems like it. But I mean, who knows? A lot can change with 4 years. The Jen Psaki talking about misinformation and stuff. What a joke. They're still trying to do that. You predicted the election. Yeah, that was surprising. I didn't realize I did that. Polymarket founder got raided after the election. Yeah, did you see with Polymarket, I don't really get the why people are so pissed off at Polymarket. All of the betting markets had the exact same election. There was all 60, like the final prediction from the election markets was 60-40 Trump. It's not like Polymarket was this one-off thing. I think this is what I think they think. They think that Polymarket paid. They think that, I guess, Polymarket manipulated the narrative, but it's like it's just based off of money and bets. That's what it is. You think black people can be racist towards white people? Everyone can be racist. Yes. Are you seeing the Matt Taibbi article about polling? No, I didn't see that. Neutral. Well, that take it sounds neutral, but it's not. It's clearly taken aside when I say that. Natty wide open. Yeah, I would say so. It seems like a good year for college football. Chances Trump's picks get confirmed. You know there'll be a holdup. It's not going to be that easy. There's going to be a holdup with one of them. Probably Gates. Illegal betting. Well, then why would they get? I mean, if there's illegal betting on the site, what based in the United States, people betting on Polymarket? Favorite energy drink? I can't drink that stuff anymore, man. I can't drink caffeine personally. I mean, I can drink caffeine, but in smaller dosages, not the 300 milligrams that the energy drinks were. I mean, it's got to be the Red Bull. No, 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 Monster. I'll take Monster over Red Bull. Thoughts on Gates? It's Trump's. I don't want to say luxury pick, but it's definitely a pick where Trump's like f you to the system, because Gates is a very brash personality. He's a pit bull, and we'll see if he gets through the hearings. Mike Tyson or Jake Paul? I think Paul is going to win, and then they're going to say, "Well, Tyson lost on purpose," and it's probably going to be one of those because Paul, is he really going to lose to Tyson with how old he is? I mean, I didn't even know that. Actually, I think I did remember that fight, but I didn't know what's happening right now. My sister who voted Trump don't think black people can be racist towards white people. Well, yeah, that's the argument because they have no power, but it doesn't matter. They were trying to change the definition of racism. If you have a prejudice against skin color, that is racism. It doesn't power is irrelevant. Favorite food? I don't even know, man. I anymore, honestly. I'm just thoughts on RFK. I think RFK did a lot to help Trump. I still remember when I predicted RFK would endorse Trump, and it just seemed like such an obvious prediction, and then he did do it. I remember that. RFK's we'll see what he does with the health. I mean, the health needs a massive overhaul. We have just morbid obesity, and but things actually have to get done in terms of it to do it. Like, I don't know what policy you enact to get these people more healthy, but there clearly is going to have to be something that gets enacted because you can't have the most obese country on the earth and not do anything about it. There needs to be something that's done. Me for press sec? No, I'm not surprised who he picked for press secretary. Honestly, you gonna watch Tyson versus Paul? Well, I mean, I guess probably not. Honestly, if I just started this stream, I'd have to. I mean, I'm not gonna watch it on stream. Obviously, you know how that shit is. Especially a fight like this, they're getting uh, Netflix would uh, Netflix would take that shit down immediate ASAP. Is Rand Paul's President hopes cooked? Really wanted a strong. Yeah, they are, Ronnie. It's not going to happen with Rand Paul. I don't even know where when Rand Paul maybe in 2016 he would have had a chance without like Trump mania happening. But I think Rand Paul because probably Vance, unless something happens to Vance, who knows? But I mean, I think Trump might. We'll have to see what happens with his son, but the UFO hearing. I mean, listen with the UFO stuff. Who knows? They're never going to tell us the truth on the UFO stuff. We just have to accept it. They'll say, "Oh, it's real." No, it's not. Then it might be real. It's total crap. But I mean, if there are UFOs, to me it's very surprising they haven't communicated with us. Very surprising that a sophisticated, higher power than us, obviously, if they can travel that far, because we don't know of any planets, within the radius of our solar system that can sustain life. That means they can do interstellar travel. It's surprising they wouldn't communicate with us. Will Jack Smith leave the country before January 20th? Well, he's apparently already out of his. He's already out, but no, these he might have to honestly. But I'd like to see a lot of people leave the country that said they were going to, but they won't do it. But it's the same story. Same thing happened in 2016. You lift weights. I lifted weights for like a year and a half, and then I stopped doing. I stopped. Pennsylvania recount. I don't know. It's all corruption. It's bullshit. They're finding votes in Pennsylvania still. It's the same thing over and over again. We just have to deal with this third world shit. That's what I tweeted out. Are we going to see Kamala ever again? I don't think so. They're like, oh, she's going to win in California. Actually, she might be popular in a liberals in California still. Because there were liberals that were like, oh, she had a great campaign. But who knows? I think most of them are probably pissed off at her. She got destroyed. You have Trump's cabinet picks a C plus. I give it like a B. I'll give it a B. January 6th meal. What's my meal? That's a celebration. No, you have to fast on January 6th, man. That's a religious celebration. BYU is, yeah, I think BYU is overrated. But listen, they'll come crashing down. They're gonna lose a game. They gotta lose a game. Chargers or Bengals? I'll take the Bengals. What is the biggest polling miss, Texas or New Jersey? Well, actually, Texas. I was surprised because Texas ended up closing. What was the final numbers? It was like, in terms of the polling, it was 9.5, which I was shocked by. I thought it was gonna be 7.5, so it wouldn't be Texas. Maybe the biggest polling miss would have been that Iowa poll, but that's just a singular poll. But I think that's the single biggest polling miss. Deportations on day one. Well, it's going to be criminals. They're going to go after criminals first. We knew that, and people are going to get pissed anyways. But I think the independent people will be fine with Trump deporting the criminals. Once you get onto the normal folk, that's when that's when they start using the propaganda and making people feel bad and stuff. Love to see Army beat Notre Dame. Yeah, I don't think that's going to happen. What is that game at Yankee Stadium? Notre Dame's pretty good this year. I mean, they crushed the Navy. You celebrate January 6th and June 4th Killdozer Day. Are you referencing the dude that built like a mini tank and locked himself inside and went around the town ramming into stuff? Like a giant bulldozer tank. Didn't Trump say he's declassifying all JFK files? Yeah, Trump says a lot of stuff. We'll see if he actually did. I mean, because he said he was going to do that in 2016. There's a lot that goes into this when it comes to the relationships and getting this stuff actually declassified. It's not as simple as Trump just saying he's going to do it, but I think he has to do it with RFK in. Who's hotter, AOC or Tulsi? Well, I think AOC's pregnant, or that's the rumor. Yeah, AOC decided to take her pronouns out of her bio. I guess that's like huge news now. It's like, I mean, what does the news come to nowadays? I don't know. Ohio State will open -17. No, they'll open like -12. I saw they'll be around -12 because Indiana beat up on a bunch of teams. It helps in terms of the Vegas line if you blow teams out. How do you feel about Trump slashing taxes on crypto assets based in America? Well, I mean, I would have to think about what that means. I mean, I'm not sure it would really affect me. I mean, it depends what coins you're in, but the coins that I mean, maybe it'll help. I mean, again, it depends what coins you're in, because if it's just in America, it's also gonna be hard to track that. Like, how do you track a wallet if you sell H bar and then they can't tax me because I have H bar because it's a company based in the United States? Ethereum is not based in the United States, but I mean, so is everything on Ethereum not U.S. based? You an XRP fan? Come on, dude. XRP is like, listen, XRP is like a bad stock. You think Virginia is going to be a swing state in 2028? It's too early to tell. I mean, I think it's trending that way, and Youngkin is with his influence is only going to help. Did you see the congressman call for a shadow government to stop Trump? Well, this is what these people, they're just so. Remember, they said they weren't even going to allow Trump into the White House. Raskin said no, the electors are not confirming him. Now they're saying, oh, we need a shadow government. They're going to try and do anything. They don't have the power. They have no power. Liberals have no power. They don't have control of anything. So but the problem is you've got these rhino people. They've got relationships with all the liberals, and the liberals are saying Trump's a dictator. He's got control of everything. You can't vote with him, and that's going to be the real issue. Hello from Poland. What's on the dude? There's nothing on the stream, honestly. I don't know. I just wanted to stream. I mean, I'm sorry. I really got to start doing a better, like, actually come up with stuff. This is, but will New Jersey gradually shift into being a swing state like Nevada? Yeah, New Jersey, it's definitely possible. I mean, when you get a swing like that, how many points was it? I mean, it's like 12, 13 point swing, and Trump invested nothing into New Jersey. Guys, don't. Yeah, his XRP is not. Look at XRP's chart, bro. It's come on, and look at its market cap, but not even the market cap. Just look at the chart, the performance the last like 7 years. It just hasn't done anything. It's done like a 2x during maybe once. I mean, that's like a bad stock. Brian Kemp syndrome. Brian Kemp is, you know what? Sometimes this just works out. Sometimes governors or senators are just really popular in a state, and it's just like that's a, I mean, I guess it makes sense because, but it's not even local. It's a whole state. But just Brian Kemp is really popular in Georgia. I mean, what Brian Kemp outperformed Trump? Will AOC? Yeah, Giga Chad. I mean, that's I don't think so. No, I think she's probably gonna announce she's pregnant. Probably in a few days. Have you seen the Trump and Taylor Swift song? Yeah, I mean, what you mean when they mash them together on TikTok, and then the like young? Yeah, I've seen that. If that's what it is, they're trying to steal votes in Bucks County. I know, I saw that. What a mess that is, man. Liberals attacking Gates. Yeah, liberals hate Gates. Everyone is watching the fight. Yeah, I didn't even know, honestly, the fight was on. Uh, what are Polymarket's odds on AOC being pregnant? The funny thing with that is I think they have odds on that. You know what? Polymarket wasn't even loading for me. Oh, now it does. See, dude, I got this new computer, so everything's really zoomed out, and I have to zoom it back in. Like, what is this? Oh, this is all done. Politics. Oh. Who would you have picked for Secretary of State? And with your pick instead of Rubio, what would you rate Trump's picks? Well, I mean, I'd rate him a B, man. When it comes to, I mean, I think Trump's got a good combination of, you want people that share the same vision, but you also need people that have experience, are very smart. The thing that they're calling Tulsi now is, or I guess they've called her this for a while, I didn't even know, is she's a Russian asset. So she's like the fifth Russian asset. And then Rubio, yeah, man, the Rubio pick. But people have to understand with Trump, I mean, he supported Israel. I know there are a ton of Republicans that don't want the United States involved with Israel Palestine, but Trump, when he campaigned, he supported Israel. So it's really not surprising that Trump would pick someone like Rubio, even though the base is not going to like it. I mean, Rubio is qualified, but it's. Do you think Trump will say brand new hilarious quotes the next 4 years like he did the first time? I mean, he's obviously gonna say stuff, man. Oh, he's only got a 30% chance of getting confirmed. Yeah, they're gonna be real pissy about him. Who will Trump pardon his first 100 days? Edward Snowden? Oh, there's Edward Snowden. Yeah, I don't think he'll do Snowden or Assange. Do you think he would touch either of those? Hunter Biden? January 6th protester? That seems like free money with the January 6th protester. I hope he ends both wars. Yeah, I mean, that's the goal. You know how it is, man. It's very. I mean, I think Israel Palestine would be easier to end with the two-state solution. The thing with Russia Ukraine, it's because neither of those countries are going to like the results of the end of that. The odds he pardons Diddy are 3%. It's not looking good for Diddy. It's 0%, man. Who will be a part of Trump's administration? What are they saying? Elon Musk is not an official role. Is Doge not an official? Did you hear about that bitch Whoopi defaming a bakery? Whoopi Goldberg? No, I didn't hear about that. I never watched The View, honestly. And it's like you see clips from there. What do you think of Nick Fuentes, in my opinion, making valid points about Trump getting mad about Trump's appointment being pro-Israel? In Trump's defense, Noam and Homan aren't neocons. Well, yeah, I mean, there's gonna be picks with him. He hasn't liked Trump for a while. I think when you're someone like, I'm guessing Fuentes wants the country to be further right wing, and to accomplish that, you need the country to swing really far left so you can push back with the radical right. And so I'm sure he probably wanted Trump to lose, because that would just, I mean, imagine if Trump lost, how liberal and disgusting it would be. Do you think the GOP can keep the Hispanic men? I mean, maybe not those margins, because liberals will target them 100%. They really didn't target men this cycle, or they did and they failed miserably. I really think there might have been some type of sabotage going on with Kamala's campaign, because they did a horrible job at doing that, appealing to men. So they're going to definitely try and do a better job at it. Liberals will, because I'm sure they thought there was no way that those numbers were going to be what they are with the Hispanic men. New Jersey and Virginia swing states in 2028. I mean, it's too early for that. Did you see Scott Pressler's doing a bunch of work now in New Jersey? Apparently, you got to lock down Pennsylvania. I don't think Pennsylvania's locked down yet. You still got to work on Pennsylvania, because Pennsylvania is still very important. But you want to expand the map, and that's what we were talking about before the election, is expanding the map. I mean, it doesn't matter if you win every swing state, though. And it looks like Arizona is going to be a Republican state now, which is good. Even though Carrie Lake lost, they really didn't fund Carrie Lake at all. She got no money. Carrie Lake was, a lot of Republicans criticized, thinking it should have been someone else. I mean, if Trump wins by 5.5 and the Republican loses the Senate, that's a problem. Netflix is having it. Yeah, I mean, people have been complaining about Netflix, it looks like, all night. Trump Levitt named press, yeah, Levitt press secretary. That doesn't surprise me. She was like the only one I saw on like up for it, or like the main one. I was looking at like a New York Times article, which, I mean, Trump is suing the New York Times, but it had all the predictions, and she was the prediction for that. Can you do more college football videos? Yeah, I mean, I might start doing more of those, man. I guess we'll see what happens. I mean, I did want to do a college football video like bracketology, but I just never did it. McConnell shafted Carrie. Yeah, well, he probably doesn't like her. But he's had some bad money management in the past. Do Democrats have any path in 2028? I mean, they're a major political party. Normally, with how we've been going back and forth, Democrat, Republican. I mean, of course they have a chance in 2028. It depends how Trump's administration goes. And they're obviously going to swing Trump's administration no matter what happens in a negative light, and you just have to accept that. And a lot of it's going to be showing the propaganda, people being deported, people crying, and stuff like that. Libs leaving X like they're leaving the airport. Well, yeah, they're going to Blue Sky, I believe. And I tried, I went on Blue Sky maybe like a few years ago. I think it's shit. But what, I mean, they can go to Blue Sky. It's only going to amplify their echo chamber. They're going to have a crazy echo. Well, what about Threads? Threads is a total liberal cesspool. At least with X, it's even though Musk controls it and he's obviously conservative, it's normally a back and forth, and there are echo chambers that form within X, but you get on some of these sites like Threads, and it's just liberal. I mean, it's just like going on Our Politics. It's like, what's the point of even commenting? You really can't comment. It's impossible, because they'll just downvote you to hell. And so it's like, it's not even fun. Weekly college football predictions. Yeah, I remember when I did those, man. Will you make any videos covering the Canadian election? I mean, I don't think really. I mean, here in the United States, I agree. I think it's important that the Conservative Party does very well. But listen, correct me if I'm wrong, but when it comes to Canada, don't you guys have a very similar setup as the UK, where you've got one main Conservative Party and then two different Liberal parties? One's a socialist party, and then the other's establishment Liberal. And Trudeau's in control of the establishment Liberal. And apparently Trudeau's going to be gone. People just hate Trudeau, and Canada is pushing back. See, this is what happens when you go too far left. And Trudeau even came out and said a few months ago, he's like, "We're not accepting any more immigrants. We have to put a pause on it. Don't worry, we'll resume, but we have to pause right now because I'm trying to win the election." How do we know the Hispanic vote this year isn't a fluke like when Bush got 44% of the Latino vote? Well, listen, this is the thing. They're going to start targeting Latinos. Liberals will. They obviously got caught flat footed with Latinos. There was no way they thought Latino men would shift like that, and Latinos in general. So they're going to target them, and they're probably going to improve a little bit. I mean, who knows, though? Reddit is so liberal. Yeah, Reddit is bad, man. But Reddit is really good if you're trying to find an answer to something, and because you got that human to human connection rather than looking up the answer on some website that doesn't really give you the answer. Reddit is good for that. But any of the politics are going to be very left wing. You just have to accept it. Yeah, the AI photo. Homan will do a fine job on mass deportation. Yeah, I mean it's listen. That's a huge endeavor if you're really talking about 11 million, 13 million, whatever it is, 15 million. Trump will buy Greenland and box Canada in so we can invade. Now, we would never invade Canada. The only reason we could buy Greenland is because its population is so small. Nowadays, if you try and invade a country that has any type of population, you know, ruling over it is very very hard. I mean, the United States theoretically could do it, but would it be a good return on investment? Depends how many resources Canada has, but would you do it? It would be a big problem in terms of global instability. It would break the NATO, although I know you guys don't care about NATO. Elon versus Trudeau in the match of the century. That reminds me, Elon against Zuckerberg. Remember that? That was kind of a weird thing, honestly. I'm not gonna lie. It was supposed to be at like the Roman Colosseum, and then it's just strange. And then Zuckerberg backed out. Do you believe the? No. I mean, I don't believe that. We'll have to see what happens. I mean, that's a when did how old was he when he did that stuff? Do you know? What is the allegation exactly? Sell Puerto Rico and buy Greenland. Well, sell Puerto Rico to who? Puerto Rico is. I mean, who's gonna buy Puerto Rico that has any money surrounding it? I don't understand why Denmark would be willing to just give up Greenland. Well, they wouldn't just give it up. They would get like 30 to 50 billion dollars. You would have to pay money for it because we're not going to force. We're not going to do a military force where we just take it over. You have to do it peacefully nowadays. Or I mean, you look at the Russians. Maybe you don't. You look at the Russians. You don't have to do it peacefully. Yeah, the Russians, man, that's a crazy invasion. I can't believe they invaded another country, but it's. You think China? We would never allow China to buy Puerto Rico. That's absurd. We would never allow China to get anywhere that close. Sell Puerto Rico to kill Tony. Tony Hinchcliffe, he won the election. Thoughts on Mike Tyson versus Jake Paul? I think Paul will win it, and then they'll just claim, well, Tyson, he didn't try because they claim all the fights are rigged with Jake Paul, anyways. That's my guess. Polymarket guy got raided by 28 FBI agents. Yeah, I know. I'm wondering to see what comes of that, honestly. Like, what is the reason behind that? Greenland would be nice for a U.S. military base. Well, it'd be nice for a lot of stuff. But I mean, we've got a lot of military bases around the world. We've got serious what they call soft power. What's up, JK? What's up? DG for president 2036. Wow. I'm gonna have to get my victory speech ready, man. Kai Trump's social media platforms blowing up. Well, yeah, I mean, she's like the only one that offers behind the scenes to the Trumps. So I mean, it's like it's just a cheat code for views. Polymarket not licensed to operate in the U.S. Yeah, but that you're not allowed to bet on it in the U.S. anyways. Has China already tried to buy Greenland? I know I believe they have. Well, the United States has already tried to buy Greenland several times, but it was a while ago. But China tried to establish a military base in Greenland that was abandoned, and Denmark didn't allow them to do it. Mark, DG in the house. I was here on election night the entire night. I will never forget that experience until my dying day. I love this crew. Future is bright, MAGA. Yeah, Mark, that was a, when you go through when you go through a live stream like that, it's a grueler. And you really don't realize it, but man, was it tough the next day. But even like once I got 7 hours into it, like to me, like if I wasn't live streaming, I think they called the states pretty like at normal times. But man, when it got to the point where we just needed Pennsylvania and they weren't calling it, I'm just like, just call it already, because like 7.5 hours into the stream. Jeffries will probably be the Democrat frontrunner. I don't think they would pick Jeffries, but I agree he'd be involved. He's the only one that has a decent approval rating out of any of them. It looks like right now. People got so down when Pennsylvania turned blue. Yeah, I mean it was hard to even, but like you look at the needle. The needle never. This was the needle. Well, I guess for you guys it would be. That's all it did. Just it kept going. It never even. It barely even went back up. It was just straight down for Trump. Did you get a new PC? Yeah, I did. Gavin Newsom on track to win the Democratic primary. I mean, maybe. How do you feel about the Rubio pick? I mean, not good. There's going to be a lot of. Rubio is a no nonsense guy when it comes to China, which is good because I think you need to have that. But he is very brazen when it comes to foreign policy. That's what MAGA people are trying to avoid. So that's why but Trump has always said that he's going to support Israel. I mean, that's what he said. I mean, so it doesn't shock me that he picked Rubio. Laura Trump will get Rubio's seat. Yeah, I saw some. I don't know if it was a poll. I think it was a poll that said she was going to get the seat. What's the difference? Chinese already own land in the United States. Well, you're talking about buying a country versus own. I mean, China should not be allowed to do that. That's totally absurd. And I think we all agree on that. I mean, but they just own plots of land in the U.S. They really can't do much on them. rather than buying an entire country and setting up military bases and stuff. I mean, I guess we're the last people that should be talking about setting up military bases on other countries, but yeah, I don't know. When you've got an economy like ours, you got the military, you can get away with stuff. Is the GOP done running Kari Lake in Arizona? No, she's gonna be. I'm kidding. I think so. I think so. I mean, listen, I feel bad for Kari Lake because she got no money, but when you underperform Trump by like 6 points, 7 points, it's like it's a problem. Over under 500,000 deportations in the first 100 days. Well, I mean, it's hard to predict an exact number of how many people they're going to deport immediately, but they're going to start with the criminals, so it might. What did you say? 500,000? I don't know if it'll be 500,000 in the first 100 days, man. Trump needs to put term limits on all branches. Yeah, he said he's going to try and do that. Did you see Nancy? I think Nancy Pelosi said she was running again. It's a meme at this point. Will we ever get the truth about Crooks? I mean, with Trump, going in there, I think they're going to pressure to at least release some info on him. She's running for governor in 2026. Who, Kari Lake, you're talking about? Oh, man. She should run for House. Yeah, I mean, you could definitely, depending on the districts, she could easily win a House race. So who ended up winning who won the fight? Who ended up winning the fight? Do you think Trump will get justice for the 2020 election? I don't think he. I mean, liberals will never admit anything, so it's like you would like to find some serious smoking gun on that, but I don't know, man. It seems unlikely. Favorite moment this cycle? Probably when Raskin had the teleprompter malfunction. That was a good moment. I mean, that was a small moment though. Maybe when I was gloating on election night before Trump won, but I burnt myself out. I really burnt myself out during that stream. Make a top 15 moments. Yeah, I could. I could just use my iceberg to make them, honestly. I got so many on there. Gee, Scott, you remember that? The headbutt? Dude, he's still in college somehow. He needs to headbutt somebody from Indiana to wake Ohio State up. I'll be honest. I agree with you. Yeah, the head coach, maybe. How is he still in college, man? I mean, come on. Trump working at McDonald's. Yeah, that was. I mean, there were a lot of moments, man. I remember first watching U.S. politics in the midterms of 2022, which I thought the campaign was a lot crazier than 2020 because COVID really fucked up the 2020. Yeah, 2020 was a horrible, horrible, horrible campaign cycle. I mean, you couldn't campaign, and it was just this internet information orgy. Just ugh. And then you've got all the COVID stuff, all the when is the vaccine coming, and remember that. I mean, it's just I mean, you're asking the candidates to run with just they're running on COVID. I mean, that's it. COVID happened in March, and then the election. That is crazy that we've had two elections since COVID. I still remember March of 2020. Did you like Trump in 2016? Yeah, I liked him. I liked him pretty much right away. I mean, I was younger, but I did like him. Who do you have? Paul versus Tyson? I think Paul's gonna win. I got big money on. Wait, what is the what is it in pop culture? Sports? Will Jake Paul knock out Mike Tyson? 31% chance. Oh, Bit Boy, the big fella? Dude, this guy's got to stop doing this. This is just. Did Bit Boy win? The crypto guy? Crypto boxing. Oh my goodness. Boy, Jake Paul is at a 63% chance. Doesn't surprise me. Tom Homan pick, do I like it? Yeah. I mean, I really can't add anything to it that the normal Republican influencer would say. Like, it's a good pick, obviously. Like betting on WWE. Yeah, can you bet on WWE even though even though it's scripted? I mean, Ohio State needs an elite QB. They haven't had one since CJ. Yeah, I know. Will Howard's decent, man. He's decent. He's better. He's better than McCord at least. Taylor won. I don't even know who that is. Netflix is crashing. Well, they can't handle the traffic. They're doing a live stream. This is like their first. When has Netflix ever done anything live? They can't handle the traffic. You really hope Vance is a good fit for the administration? Well, he better be. He's the VP. I mean, BTC 100K this month. Yeah, I mean, I think it's possible. It's at the 15th right now. Ohio State Tennessee would be a good playoff game. Yeah, they Ohio State and Tennessee never face. That would be a good game. Polymarket has AOC pregnant. Yeah, I know. I saw that. What are the odds on that though? Matt Gates only has a 30% chance to be confirmed. Maybe it's in pop culture or something. How much did you make in donations? 200K? No. Yeah, I didn't make anywhere close to that, man. What's going on with the Pennsylvania Senate counts? McCormick's gonna win. They're not gonna be able to do that. They can't rig it enough. There's no way they're gonna be if they try and do something like that. There's gonna be major repercussions. I mean, they're openly, there's big problems in Pennsylvania, but they're not going to be able to get it to McCormick losing. Casey, I don't think has conceded yet. Fight is still not starting. Yeah, they drag it on. I mean, this is to me this is pretty good value, honestly. Although who knows? Pretty good value. I mean, it's gone up. Would you buy Pepe? No, I wouldn't buy Pepe. It's too high of a market cap for me. Where will Juan Soto end up? I think he sticks with the Yankees. Casey is collecting money for a vote recount. That's fine. The recounts the recounts are just a waste of money. The recounts are just pure cope. Oh yeah, we'll do a recount. We'll win on the recount, and they never win. I mean, it never happens. Wallace Kane. Wait, you're talking about Tim Kane? Nah, I mean, I wouldn't be totally shocked if Soto went to the Mets, but that would be really bad for the Yankees. Maybe we've got a Canadian. They don't even have a Canadian election. Ireland. Nobody wants to bet on the Ireland elections. What happened to my country? This is a mess. I don't know. We got to take Northern Ireland. Vance, Josh Holly, Josh Holly. You're talking about. Um, I mean, we'll see. He's a young politician. We'll see how he grows. I don't know how much he ended up winning by an election night. Probably like 12, probably like 14 or 15 in Missouri, if I had to guess. Yeah, I saw the thing with Elon in the UK. I mean, that's because the UK. That's because I think the EU and the UK both said that they were going to censor X or do something, regulate X. So it's a whole mess. Did Moreno overperform? No, he didn't. Moreno did not overperform. He underperformed relative to Trump, unfortunately. 34-year-old black man, I love your channel. I hate liberals. What a name. You want Vance Tulsi? I know that's what most people want right now. I mean, things have to happen and stuff, so a lot has to happen for that. Vance versus Shapiro. I don't know if they would pick Shapiro. Have you talked about the shadow cabinet? Well, they're going to try and sabotage Trump every step of the way. They have no power. They don't have the House, they don't have the Senate, they don't have the presidency. Trump has a mandate that's powerful because of the popular vote. So they're freaking the fuck out right now, dude. Remember, they said they weren't going to confirm. I mean, Raskin's on record saying the electors weren't going to. They're all talk. These people. We'll see what they end up doing, but I think the thing that they're going to try and do is get the establishment neocon conservatives to try and win them over from the Senate and the House and say, well, Trump's got all this power. You can't allow him to do this. He's going to ruin our country. This is not checks and balances. So that's what they're probably going to try and do. I mean, we already saw Rick Scott lose when we would love for him to just get We just want him to get, win with like 35, 40 votes. He loses in the first round. The Canadian election, October 20th, 2025. Yeah. I mean, why don't they have the Canadian election on here, man? That seems like they would have that. And the conservative party would be leading. Who will be inaugurated as president? Gee, I wonder. Did you win the Alex Jones Award? What's the Alex Jones Award? You just making stuff up. Chances you run for president of any form of government? I wouldn't do that, man. Conservatives up 20 points in Canada. Yeah, I mean, but hopefully they get over 50% because there's two liberal parties. So they need to get over 50% to get more the majority seats. How does she have 2%? I know it's kind of funny. Like it's impossible. I don't think it's possible. For her to be inaugurated. If something happens to Trump, it's Vance, and then I don't know, it goes to another Republican. You think there will be any attempts on Trump? I mean, I can't predict that. I hope not. But it's like, dude, it's like you get comfortable and then something happens. But obviously, I hope not. But with what's happened, where there's already been two attempts, you can't say, well, no, nothing's gonna happen. Why would they let up now? Now he's getting in. Is your channel politics now? Well, I mean, yeah, I would imagine it's probably just mainly going to be politics. I mean, dude, with the algorithm, it's very, very hard to maintain two different communities like sports and politics. It's very hard to do that. I mean, I guess you could do it, but do I want Vance to be the president because he's the hometown guy? I don't really care. I mean, Vance being from Ohio, it's it's cool, I guess, but I don't 2.1% decent value. Yeah, you might as well light money on fire. Oh wait, we can't even bet. I wouldn't even be able to bet in the United States without a VPN. College football bracketology. Yeah, maybe I will do a bracketology on Sunday, updating everything. You still don't like Vance? Are you a Republican? It seems like pretty much all Republicans have come around on Vance from what I've seen. I mean, how can you not? Trump won with Vance on the ticket, and Vance performed very well throughout the campaign. How can you not like Vance? Yeah, I know it's. I mean, I guess you could say he's boring. I mean, I don't know. You can bet on Kelshi. Yeah, their odds were a little bit lower for Trump, but they still had Trump as the favorite as well. Conservatives 215 seats, Libs 65, NDP is what is NDP? Socialists 30. That would be crazy if you're talking about the Canada distribution if they end up winning the Conservatives by that much. I mean, remember how they do it in situation in PA should put election integrity at the front of the Trump administration. They're openly admitting to cheating. Yeah, this stuff has to be nipped in the butt. This is third world shit. This election's been over. Pennsylvania's been decided. It's been called. What's going on there? Are they seriously trying to like get enough votes to make it really close for McCormick to lose and then do a recount and say Casey wins? Is that what they're trying to do? Do you think Laura Trump could replace? I don't think Rubio is going to be replaced. Mark Rubio. No, I don't think they're going to replace Rubio. Do you think Melania actually loves Trump, or is it convenience? I mean, she has been with him for a while. I saw. Yeah, I mean, I would say originally it's just convenience for sure, but I mean, she's been with him for a while. I'm sure she never thought she'd be the first lady 2 times. Yeah, Polymarket CEO got raided. Yeah, 2 days ago, I think. For what we don't know, maybe something to do with illegal. I mean, illegal practices. You're not allowed in the United States. They don't have a license or something. But you're already not allowed to bet in the United States. You're blocked from doing it. Who's my all-time favorite president? I have a weird opinion on that question. I mean, you could say I'd say Thomas Jefferson, but it's like it's hard to say my favorite president. It's all revisionist history. I mean, I feel like I have to be alive during the time of my favorite president rather than go back and what say what the history books say. But I mean, if I had to answer it, remember when Ohio State was a feared basketball program? Yeah, I did like 2011, maybe 2012. As a 14-year-old who will be able to vote for the first time in 2028. Well, that's convenient that you're. Oh God, I got that. Jesus, you're gonna be able to vote when you're in 2028. Is there anything you should be aware of? I mean, you're 14, bro. I didn't even start caring about politics until I was 15. So you got me beat, man. But I mean, there's nothing. I mean, you'll develop your own values and stuff, and it'll change. And Elon Musk got sued. I mean, he's probably gotten sued hundreds of times. That's what happens when you're really rich. You have severe soreness too. No, it was a pimple. It wasn't even soreness. Someone in France won some crazy amount on Polymarket shady bets. They're saying, well, what do you mean shady bets? I don't understand that. Shady bets for predicting Trump to win and then he wins. I mean, how does that influence the actual election result? That makes no sense. Do Democrats hate Trump because he's not a normal politician? Well, they hate him because he's not part of their club and he assumed power just randomly. You know, with these people, it's always this club and this hierarchy, and you need to become a set. You know, you need to be a mayor, then you need to be a senator, or you need to be a some. You know, you need to run in the House. It's like you have to do a bunch of things, and Trump just cut the line and said, "No, I'm just going to do this." And so, you know, he made it possible for potentially other people to try and do that as well. And that's something they didn't like. And obviously Trump's also a multi-billionaire, so it's a completely different ballgame when you're talking about Trump versus any of these other presidents. I mean, it's just there's so much leverage that they lose when the dude you're trying to buy or influence is already extremely rich. You just lose all your leverage. Not that that's the only thing in politics, but it's definitely a thing that makes Trump different. And Trump lost money. I mean, his net worth went down, but it really doesn't matter. It's irrelevant. What matters is the power. Like, look at Elon Musk losing money off of Twitter. It doesn't matter. It's the power of having X and being able to have the free speech, and the actual platform it's the platform itself is priceless, right? That's the idea. If it loses money, so what? It's having the ownership to be able to do, you know, have the speech the way you want it. It's such a it's a hard thing to really comprehend, because I feel like in a perfect world, say, you know, this technology happened 100 years ago, I think we'd probably have government laws for technology and like free speech on the internet and stuff. But it happened so quickly. It's like everyone's on the internet now. It's, you know, free speech on the internet is way more important than free speech at a public square, because it just reaches so many more people, but we don't have laws on it. So it's an interesting dynamic. It's not like Musk is in the resale game. Yeah, well, you saw Cuban wants to buy it. Man, what happened to Cuban? I haven't heard anything from Cuban. He's probably going to go quiet for a few weeks and maybe a few months and then try and come out of the woodwork. Why can't they call anything in Alaska? Well, I mean, Alaska, it is a major, it is a huge state, and it's got a very small number of counties in Alaska, but they take a while to count. I mean, Alaska's the one where you can be like, all right, it's not a huge deal. But Alaska had been trending left in 2022, and you know, I don't know what the final result is in terms of the margin. I didn't see it, but it was around 12, 13 points, I think. What crypto do you have? I mean, I got a lot of different cryptos, man. Dude, I can't believe how catastrophic it was with that Department of Government Efficiency. Because those are the type of coins that I buy, and I must have just not seen it. And the thing is I'll look at the new coins that get added to CoinGecko too. What a tragic mistake that is, man. That's just crazy. But even that, it just, you know, no one could have predicted that Dark MAGA wouldn't do anything, especially after Trump won. You know, you if you tell me that Elon Musk promotes it at a rally of 100K and then wears the hat and then Trump wins in a landslide, and then you tell me the coin would go down and it wouldn't even break, you know, 20 million, I would say you're crazy. That's, you know, that's not possible. But I mean, that's what happened. Alaska won't turn blue. Well, I mean, in a general election, you're right, it wouldn't turn blue. But the smaller races are what's getting more blue. And especially the midterm years. I mean, Republicans have a problem turning people out with the midterms. Why didn't you stream Trump's victory speech? I mean, dude, honestly, I was fine with not streaming it because it was freaking. I mean, I was like, I gotta get out of here, man. I've been streaming for like 9 hours. It's, you know, I mean, I watched it, but I think it was enough. Trump ended up 14 points up on Kamala in Alaska. That's good because I think in 2020 it was 12 or 10 maybe. What do you think the future of Georgia and Michigan? Georgia seems very concerning, and Michigan seems promising. I mean, I think Michigan's still a swing state, man. I mean, maybe you're seeing things that I'm not seeing, you know, but um, Georgia, there it is concerning. It is concerning with the suburbs surrounding Atlanta. It is. But I mean, Georgia loves Kemp and he's conservative. I don't know. But I can understand what you're saying. I mean, I think Georgia and North Carolina, it's like, they're victories, but they're very close. I mean, these are not like, if Trump won those states by 5 or 6 points, it's amazing. I mean, you just want to win at the end, but the states are close. The margins were very close in the swing states. But I was surprised Trump. Well, I mean, the margin in Michigan ended up being close because this is what they'll do. They'll dump a bunch of mail-in ballots at the way end, and it'll tighten it. Like Trump will be up in Michigan by like 3 points with 95% in, and you're like, wow, he's going to win Michigan by 3. And then there's just the next thing you go, it's 99% in, and it's a 1 point lead. You still win the state, but it's a little bit different. 73 million. You can't believe 73 million people voted for Kamala. Well, it's just that's what happens. They're a major party. Am I watching the Tyson fight? I mean, I wasn't planning on it. No. I mean, I can't. Well, I can't stream it if you want. If you want to, I can't stream it. Yeah, I think people want Tyson to win, but I don't think he's gonna win. The announcing teams for the fight is awful. Well, isn't it being done by Netflix? Yeah, everyone's Netflix is crashing right now, apparently. But I probably should have not streamed it this time, but because apparently this is a big fight. I don't know. People love a fight, no matter what. Netflix is crashing. Well, Netflix, this is the most obvious thing ever. I mean, they can't handle like the amount of traffic they're getting right now. What have they live streamed in the past? Now they get all this influx of traffic. They can't handle it. Liberals coping, saying the margins are so close in swing states, and it's no landslide. Well, I mean, whether or not they want to perpetrate that point, it doesn't really matter. They lost every swing state and they lost the popular vote, so it's a very decisive victory. But I mean, technically, the swing states were close. I mean, they were, except Arizona, and even Nevada was a 3 point win. Are you surprised that Republicans still have a strong grip on the Deep South despite the high black population in Louisiana and Mississippi? Well, because there's no major cities, man. Georgia, the reason it turned was because of Atlanta and the suburbs surrounding it. That's the major death blow for Republicans. It's not just Atlanta; it's also the suburbs. You would think the suburbs would be conservative, but especially if they're surrounding a major city, it's a lot of the times it's hard for Republicans there. But I mean, Alabama has no major city, so it's not. There's no way it's going to be liberal. Trump Jr. needs to run for president. I would say no. I'd say no, no, no. I'm not so sure Vance is a lock for 2028. Well, no one's a lock yet. I mean, it's way too early to say that, but Vance is the clear favorite right now. Netflix is stalling. All right, well, you know what, guys? I do actually own Netflix. So you know what? I'll go. I guess try and watch this fight. I guess maybe. But I'm gonna head off, guys. Democrats want Josh Shapiro. I mean, listen, it's new. Yeah, you're right. You're right. North Carolina was 3.2. That is a good margin. You're right. I got that wrong. I thought it was closer. 3.2 is a solid margin. Any thoughts on what Republicans will do about Boeing? Boeing is such a giant. I don't know what they can do. But the Boeing did have some serious issues. I just hate the way they make commercial planes. People aren't talking about the fact that the Dem campaign and GoTV operation was actually amazing. Swing states didn't trend red the way the rest of the country did. Saved Senate seats. Yeah, I mean they saved 2 Senate seats in the Rust Belt and Arizona. I mean, how about winning that? How about Gallego winning while Trump wins by 5.5, 6 points? All right, the fight is starting. I'm gonna see you guys.